This time we have Sinatra on the Bastion, double shield. Corey on the Hanzo. Let's see what China decides to do. And
what is this?
Something only China does is they're going to try and dive this. So you bring out the Genji, you have the Reaper in play for the teleporting abilities, and you go Winston Diva, a little bit of a throwback.
It is dive time, baby. Now, the tricky part about this, and maybe the reason why we're not seeing much of this kind of composition is Baptiste Mortality Field. Hard to deal with. Kind of hard to dive into. Let's see if this works out for China. So far, not so great for Jinmu. Sinatra might struggle here, though. Great body blocking from Suka, but he's knocked off the high ground. It don't matter, though. The dive has not paid off.
I mean, that's kind of why you don't see it that often, though. Eviltal takes out Moth, so won't have the immortality field, but still, everybody else here dropping for China. Gushui's still alive. The largest target for China somehow makes it out with his life. Okay, Gushui's going to go try and spawn kill Moth here. So you have Gushui in position where Moth comes off the spawn. You have Eileen here as well. So they've spotted Moth. So they're going to keep him isolated here by the spawn. And now Team USA, they have to rotate out.
Oh, they're all going back.
They have to.
And there it is. Great rotation. They cast Jinmu again. Corey just takes his head clean off with an arrow. And I feel like China now feel a bit awkward.
They give themselves a lot of space, but what are they going to do with it? Because the Bastion's coming back.
Gushui is still that large, though. He is still up behind and above the United States lineup. The problem is he's on his own.
I mean, he's way far out. I mean,
he's gone on safari right now, looking for some health packs and vittles.
He's going by point B to try and get health pack, but he's going to have a primal rage coming back. So you know what Gushui is capable of doing with that Winston ultimate. You have a nano boost here to use as well, maybe for damage reduction.
Corey's done about 40% of his team's damage. Here comes the Winston, though. Nano boost on him. Great Dragon Strike. Look at that. Jeez. If you want to have a date with Sinatra, you've got to face the Dragon first. Put to sleep briefly. Sinatra is nano boosted in this tank form. He's not able to find many targets, though. Trying to be able to stay out of his scrutiny. And Eileen is able to run him down.
It's a nice play by Corey, right? Shoots the Dragon directly where Sinatra's setting up because Gushui uses the primal rage. That tells you it's time to go for China. Team USA, they're going to get back on and touch. Supercharger from Subaru.
Corey's Tracer. What a nuisance. Burns Elsa down, and now he's looking for more. Kyo is in deep trouble. A Dragon Blade for Jinmu. Not often we see these with space. Denies.
That aim from Corey's. That is clean.
Pretty
he comes out the spawn. Just one clips, two separate players. Quick kill, reload, another quick kill, and then basically takes out Kyo, forces them all the way back. And they only gave up one tick of permanent progress, and we have a minute to go. Remember, so Team USA in a great spot.
Tracer, the damage fall off occurs a long way down. Oh, and that's going to have to come down eventually. Sound barrier, though, for China. They had to use it there, especially with how deadly that aim was from space. Corey now looking to maybe work down those larger targets. Pulse bomb on the inside of the shield, and so Gushui nimbly steps ahead of his own barrier. And now China again are going to have this space to work with. The USA have to give it up to a degree. 4 players to work with, that's all they've got.
They're trying to get coalescence here. Rockets has it now. Now they're going to try and get on the point.
Off though, we got taken down, and Raucus got interrupted. Rocket punch shutting him down. And now it's a matter of cleanup. Eileen getting his hands dirty, as only Reaper does. Sinatra will fall to an accretion. China are on the road.
Yeah, not easy there, though, for China. As they come out with that dive at the beginning against the Bastion setup, and it just does not work. As Team USA, they have no problems going with the mirrors. You know, maybe Raucus able to live with that coalescence. He would have been able to get Space up on the point. Space could have just played directly in front of the coalescence. You may have been able to keep him alive. Last a little bit longer. The Wrecking Ball comes back. Maybe you're able to make a stand there, but China one on the cart here. They're going to try and take a fight at this next corner.
Sinatra wants this position. He eventually gets it. Eileen and Jinmu have to back up and play around the rest of their team. Sinatra knocked back as he tried to go in for the punch. He saw someone behind the USA, but he has to focus on what's in front right now. He's knocked up. Sound barrier, though, keeps him alive. Great timing from Moth to keep him in the fight. And finally, Jinmu has taken him down. It was very tough to bring out of the fight. Corey trades out. Eileen was able to find him there, and space falls. The gravitic flux. This is going to be a bit of a messy fight now. Sinatra trying to get away from the coalescence, and so is Super, but halted back in is Sinatra, and he goes down. Raucus trying to keep Super alive, but also having to deal with Evil Tile that's in his face. Super's essentially on his own here, and Moth couldn't escape either. Raucus now will just die on the cart and try and stall.
Yeah, China just trading those kills out. One, they have the spawn advantage. Two, Keo also held on to his Coalescence a little bit longer. Gets it off towards the end. You're using the Coalescence, the other team doesn't have it. You're about even in terms of player count. You're going to come out on top. So China wins the fight. They push forward because they know players from Team USA were lingering. They were coming back off of the spawn trying to fight.
China going to make it costly for the USA to get out of this boundary. Meteor strike, where are we going? Jinmu not looking for a kill, just to get to the back line. That might have worked against him though. Eileen swings in for 3. And that fight is absolutely over.
China makes up some time here. They do get stopped once, but still basically an OT, taking point A, now able to get point B. So now 2 minutes on the clock here for China to complete the map. They have no ultimates going into the next fight, which is a good sign for Team USA. This next quarter is one of the hardest ones in the game to get around. Team USA is here going to fight it pretty hard. They're going to go on the way in.
Yep, speed boost though. Evil Tile managed to get China out of trouble. They're trying to chase them. You see, Space even went to the extent of using the Gravitic Flux just to try and get some kills. This could backfire. Coalescence now comes from China, but the US, they're already committed to this fight. It's all gone wrong. Elsa chases Corey down, and China now push back in.
You end up using some ultimates, though, to get the cart moving again. Where Team USA, they can come back supercharger. They have a sound barrier of their own. China has no support ultimates here, so you do have a chance to get the hold here for Team USA, as the cart has not made it around this final corner towards the home stretch just yet.
The frustration showing now for the USA. The sound barrier to counteract the Gravitic Flux. Raucus knocked sky high. Eileen has to raid walk very quickly out as Sinatra accosted him. He may not be allowed to escape. He's able to get back inside to kill him, but an accretion sends him sprawling.
Now with a minute to go, if you're China, you kind of look across your board, and what do you have? They have the Meteor Strike coming online. Although they didn't even use a halt with Jinmu's last one, so you gotta actually land a halt with this Meteor Strike. You probably attempt that first, and then when Jinmu lands, he's gonna be weak. That's when the Coalescence needs to come. But with the aggression from USA, they're gonna be forced to use these ults early.
Corey was waiting for them to come, but they decided, no, we're gonna take the fight to China, says the USA. Jinmu drops down on Raucus and Corey. Oh, that's a compromising one there. Again, the USA push aggressively out and they lose pretty heavily.
They don't get Evil Tile to use that sound barrier. He holds on to it. He knows Space has had this Gravitic Flux for a while, but look at this. Corey with the Bastion switch at the end. We've seen this be deadly in the past here on Kings Row.
Here we go. Eileen is going to be safe from the Bastion where he's standing. Can't really do too much to help his team. He has to race walk back to them. He realizes now this is going to be a big sound barrier. Gravitic Flux. Corey is knocked up in the air by the wall. The Space has already found Eileen. China are down to 1 DPS, and it's only Jinmu. That's not a lot of damage. And Corey is the opposite. He's got all of it. That's 1. That's 2. And there it is. In overtime, the USA flick the switch, and they hold the door.
Bastion so difficult to beat there towards the end of Kings Row. Jinmu does make the play, switches over to Mei. Just, I know the wall is just not in the right spot there. So China, they do get 2 checkpoints. They get very close, where Team USA basically needs to complete the map. I mean, where the payload got, it is right near the end of the map. So still a good offense there from China.
Looked like they'd be struggling in that second phase of the map.
They struggled on the first phase. I mean, they were trying to play that Winston Diva into the Bastion with the Hanzo on the other side from Team USA, which does not work.
What do you think? What do you think sort of gives them the inclination to try that sort of classic dive comp against what you expect like a Baptiste?
Because, Elsa plays a ton of Diva. Gushui is one of the best Winstons in the world, and then Jinmu's a tremendous Genji.
You're playing to the strengths of your team as much as you can.
Yeah, and I mean, it's worked in the past, but now, I mean, the Overwatch just evolves over time, right? And now there's the Immortality Field of Baptiste, and there's the Accretion of Sigma, and there's just a lot of different abilities that kind of prevents you from being able to do that, right? Like, the composition they were going with is really about the burst damage and taking out targets quick. You can't do that when the other team has the Baptiste with the Immortality Field, and then you're also getting like tons of healing, whether it be like from Moira or Ana when you were running it there. So it's very difficult to be able to burst through those targets. You need to get those supports first, but they place they're in such perfect positions you can't access them.
Well, we're reaching fever pitch here inside the BlizzCon Arena. And so we should, because this is ridiculous.
Let's see the Super Reinhardt again.
Oh, no, he's doing it. Reinhardt again out the gates.
So we saw them do this on Nepal, so they ran Super on the Reinhardt.
Oh dear.
He's in a little bit of trouble. He gets walled off. He's able to live here, but he's not able to swing. Now he's getting topped up in terms of health.
Nasty fire strike there. Eileen just trying to work those shields down. Super's caught in a corner. Another Maywall punishes him, but in the meantime, Gooshway has been carved out of the formation for China. Eileen, despite being knocked away, was able to get rid of Sinatra. USA may fizzle out here on this attack. Super valiant as always on the charge. Unfortunately,
they use a coalescence trying to keep him off.
Yeah, Geo uses his as well, in fairness.
Interesting, yeah. I mean, especially from Geo's end, right? I mean, you just have one player down. I guess the player you've lost is the one who's controlling the choke with the walls, but USA may want to try and push this.
Super's still looking for the play and potentially a shatter against double shield. He's going to have to content himself with just shattering a Reaper, I'd say. Whatever he can get, he's going to go for. He sees Evil Tile, blinds up the fire strike. It's a tick already. Super's creating a heck of a lot of space for his team with a Gravitic Flux. What goes up must come down. Space a little low in the back line. Super has to turn his shield because Eileen is there again. Another 4K fight. Trying to once again stave off the USA.
They give up 2 ticks, though. Now Super's going to come back. We'll see if he stays on the Reinhardt. I thought this was potentially like a control-only strat. Look at China. They're getting really aggressive. It looks like they get a wall here early. They just kind of catch a few of the USA players sleeping in the spawn.
Look, I mean, that wall's cooldown and the spawn time of the USA aren't that different. I mean, China can keep doing this.
Well, 6 ultimates here for Team USA. Let's see what they decide to do. Maybe, I know you shatter first, try and get a big shatter. If you shatter, you're able to save some of these ultimates, right?
There's the Maywall.
It's not good, though. I mean, big opening.
Meteor strike Sinatra. He's searching, doesn't find anything. Jinmu goes in with the blizzard now. Super. There was a shatter in there somewhere, Matt, but it wasn't exactly earth-shaking. Sinatra gets 2 kills. He'll need more, though, if he wants to get his team across the line at point A. Gooseray boots him out.
Space is caught Elsa here, and you still have your Moira, so
only 3 plays left for China.
Super's going to come back here and have Core here as well. As Team USA, they only need 1 tick here.
China running low on numbers here. The spawn advantage is there for the USA, and they know it. China are giving it up. They give away point A.
You know, with all the flashy plays we've seen from Corey and Sinatra, Space on the Sigma has been a rock star for Team USA. He caught it a little bit, maybe.
Nice.
Caught it maybe a little bit from Sinatra's POV, but he was actually trying to get over the Maywall that Jinmu had down at the time, and he's using the Seismic Slam, and Space actually times it perfectly and gets the Sigma barrier there to be able to get him out vertically, which is very difficult to do in terms of you know, trying to position it and then also doing it in the actual fight. So really nice shield positioning from Space all tournament long.
Just on the corner, China are going to try and hold here. Sinatra's hoping one of them overextends so he can get an easy punch. Nothing's going to be easy from here on. Gravitic Flux, that damage is going to be healed up for the most part. Corey got to the back line, so did Eileen. Another one, tries to go for the death helicopter, only gets Moth. Trades his life, just 1 kill for that ultimate. Jinmu quickly pieces the heck out of the rest of his team. Gooshway was lucky to get around that corner before he got picked up. Corey's going deep again. Meteor strike, perfect! Q and Evil Tile plus Gooshway. A brace of kills for the young superstar. And it was all the halt that brought them together. Super gave up his life to make sure they got the fight win.
And that is something we have not seen China be able to do. Combo their halts with the Meteor Strikes. They had a few opportunities on their offense, were not able to put it together. That time, a big one for Team USA, and you see how devastating a combo it can be. It's going to allow them to get the cart very close to getting the second checkpoint. China will get another fight, though.
Gravitic Flux, Space is trying to make it so China can't contest this point with their full team. It works for now, but they waited it out. There's still time for China to touch. Under a meter left, and now they shift gears. Meteor strike there. Jinmu, oh, it doesn't work out. Raucus is able to get the coalescence healing, and Corey caught the Doomfist as he landed. They got the checkpoint. China was shifted off, and they committed a sound barrier to this fight. This is not what they want to be right now, man. This is not what they asked for.
It just is getting worse. I mean, you tried to get back on the point. You committed sound barrier. not good now. Team USA, knowing they don't have Flux on the other side and Sound Barrier, that allows Moth to use this for free. And you can push on through it. With the way Corey and Sinatra have been playing, they get a Sound Barrier and they get to go on in. You're looking at a map completion and a finish here for Team USA.
Death Blossom. Corey fancies a bit of Archie. Archie, does he? Evil Toll is down. Elsa is not going to get away with this easily. That Sound Barrier came late for the USA, but it means Corey can keep going. Elsa with two, though. Drewsway backs up behind his shield, but Sinatra not